Hey, everybody, let me have your attention. Let me have your attention. You will need your sketchbook today. And in your sketchbook, I want you to open it to the next empty page. We've been making notes on Paleolithic art. So I want you to go to the next page that is empty. Need a quiet, please. Shh. We have a guest speaker today. I told you guys yesterday I'd be bringing in the librarian from Lone Star College in. This is Mrs. Tracy Williams. She is a librarian at Lone Star, and she's going to talk to you guys about a couple of things. She's going to talk to you guys about how to get an ID so that you can check out books. She's going to talk to you so that about finding a book at the library and how to manipulate the library system so that you can transfer a book from one library to another. And she's going to talk to you guys about how to find articles. I wonder if there's some kind of firewall on that JSTOR.
Maybe.
Because when it wasn't working for me before, I was over at JV High School.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so I haven't tried it from home.
Okay.
But I'm going to give it a try, and I'm wondering if it's a Cypher ISD issue. And I talked to Seaford about it, and she said there's ways to solve that if that's the issue.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be like that.
No, it shouldn't. Definitely not.
Okay. At the top of your empty page, I want you to write library notes.
Alrighty, so when you are looking for your library resources, you're going to start by going to the Lone Star homepage, which will be lonestar.edu. If I can get it to open up. There we go. And from the Lone Star homepage, you'll click on Libraries.
Up and down these steps.
And then from here, you have a few options on how you can go about doing your research. So we do have this search box right here that allows you to basically search for everything that the library has available. So it's books, journals, articles, videos, all that kind of stuff. And so that is one option. But because I'm trying to take you step by step through the types of resources that Mr. Reese wants you to use, we are going to go into some of the different individual resources to look for those. So we're going to start by looking at the library catalog. And so you have two ways of getting to that. You can just click on the link here that says library catalog, or you can go down to the LSC Sci-Fair page where we also have a link to the library catalog. And I'm going to visit that page first because I want to tell you a little bit about the library's services and how to get a library card or a student ID from LSC and all that kind of good stuff. So how many of you already have a Lone Star College student ID? A few of you? Excellent. Okay, so I highly recommend getting a Lone Star College student ID card because you will use that for checking out books for the library. You can use it to access our online resources. You can also use it for student discounts, and lots of different places offer student discounts to college students that they don't offer to regular high school students and that sort of thing. And that includes the Museum of Art in the Houston Museum District. They give student discounts and have free days for students to come and visit the museum. And I'm kind of figuring if you're taking an art history class, you might have like a little bit of interest in art and you might want to actually go see it in person instead of just seeing it in a page on a book or on the screen. Because a sculpture and the brush strokes on a painting and all those different types of things look very different in person than they do when you see them in 2D versus 3D. So to get a student ID card, you would come and visit our campus. You would you would start at the Welcome Center.
Write down these places.
So the Welcome Center is in the CASA building. It's right next to the library. So if you come in on West Road, you'll see the library, and then just to the left of that is the CASA building / Welcome Center. When you go inside there, you're going to look for the payment counter. So you'll go straight to the payment counter. You don't have to pay for your student ID, but they are the people who give you a form that you will take to the library to actually take your picture and get your ID card. You do need to show some sort of photo ID in order to get your student ID. So if you have a driver's license already, cool, just make sure you have that with you. And if you drove yourself there, then you should have it with you. If you don't have a driver's license, then your Cy-Falls student ID card works as well. So you can take either one of those with you to get your Lone Star College student ID. So basically, Welcome Center, payment counter, get form, take form to library, smile pretty for the camera. They even let you take a look at your picture first and decide if you like it before they print it, and then you get your student ID card. Obviously, you can only do it when the library is open, and part of the reason why I wanted to show you this page is that you can find our library hours on this page, which normally they would be showing up right here in this box, but they don't want to show up for me. But you can also, where else is the library? Oh, they're at the bottom of the page. Maybe, no. Library hours, parking. Okay, somewhere else you can find library hours.
Generally, it's 8 p.m. on weekdays.
Yeah, generally it's 8 to 8 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 on Friday, 10 to 5 on Saturday, and 11 to 4 on Sunday. Yes, sir. Yes. You get it. So it's just handed to you. So no wait for that. There's the tiniest little wait because our fast ID printer got jammed. So we're now using the slow ID printer. So you kind of have to stand around for a minute while it prints. But yeah, that's literally it. The library is closed this weekend for Labor Day. So if you wanted to grab a book quickly or get your student ID card, you should do that after school today. Otherwise, wait until Tuesday. And I did check on the other Harris County libraries because I wasn't sure on those, and they're all closed this weekend as well. So
I'll give you guys 2 weekends to go to the library. So this weekend is not available. It's the next weekend and the following weekend to go to the library. That's giving you guys 2 weekends and 2 weeks. So we have that amount of time. And also, if you need to transfer the books from one library to another, that would give you time for that.
Exactly. So we are a Lone Star College library as well as a Harris County Public Library. So technically, you can get a Harris County Public Library card and you can still check out books at our library, but you get more services and more options with that Lone Star College student ID. So it's really good to have that Lone Star student ID, and you can use that student ID to check out books at other Harris County public libraries. So it works at both places. So if there is a library branch, I cannot talk this morning. If there's a library branch closer to where you live for some reason than our particular library, you can go over there and check out books with your Lone Star College student ID. All right, so let's talk about checking out books. Let's take a look at the LSC catalog. And so this is what the library catalog looks for when you're searching for books at Lone Star. Now, you will be researching like a specific work of art, but it's very rare to find an entire book that talks about one specific work of art, unless, it's something like, the Sistine Chapel or the Mona Lisa or something like that. So something like super amazing, what have you, might happen to have a book completely about that one work of art. Everything else is going to be about an artist or an art style or an artistic period, that sort of thing. So when you're doing your research in the library catalog and trying to find books, you need to keep that in mind, that you're searching more broadly. So you're searching for a time period or an artistic style or that sort of thing. So what have y'all been studying recently? Y'all probably haven't gotten very far yet, have you? Paleolithic art. Let's see what we have. Okay. So you're going to be like testing my typing skills here now. Paleolithic art.
Hey everybody, what's the most famous work of art from Paleolithic art? Say it loud. Venus of Mildor. There's probably not a book on Venus of Mildor. So you would then expand your search to Paleolithic. Okay, sorry.
Right. And we do want to specify art. If I just typed in Paleolithic, I might get information about, Paleolithic life and history and that sort of thing. And I'm focusing on the creations of art that were made during that time period and not anything else. So make sure when you're searching for books, you include that word art, because you want to look for art. Okay. So as you look through your search results, you can see that we kind of have a variety of things here. We have the nature of Paleolithic art. We have something called History Kids, Cave Art in the Paleolithic Period. So this one I kind of want to point out because it has the words kids in the title, which kind of makes me think this is probably not an appropriate material for you to use for college level research, right? So lots of parents want to start immersing their children and learning amazing things about art and history and science and whatever at a young age. So because we're a public library, we have those books as well as the more academic books. So you do have to kind of pay attention to the kind of book that you're looking for and what you're looking at to make sure that you're actually grabbing an adult book or a college level book on the topic. So don't want this, and it's also a DVD, so not a book. But let's take a look at this one that says, what is Paleolithic art? Cave paintings and the dawn of human creativity. So when I click on a title, I get more information about it. Hopefully I'll get some sort of description or table of contents that might talk about what is included within the book. And then once I've kind of looked through that, if I think this might be something I might want to find on the shelf, I can kind of scroll down and see, okay, which locations have a copy of this book? And so you can see down below, we have 4 different libraries have a copy of the book. And you can see that LSC Sci-Fair does have a copy on the shelf. For shelf location, it says that it's in the HCPL nonfiction section. If it were a kid's book, it would say something about, I think it would say JUV for juvenile is usually what it says in that section. So that's one way that you'll know hey, it's a kid's book. I don't even need to look at this one. Um, and then you can see that it's a book. We have a call number, so that call number is going to tell you where to find the book in the library. So it's at 709.012 CLO. In general, all of the art books are going to be in the 700s. So you could walk over to the library, well, go to the library, walk in, just walk to the 700s and browse. But I will tell you, it's kind of a big collection. So it would be a little bit of browsing that you would do. But the cool thing about the way our call numbers work is that, like, not only are the 700s in general the art books, but if you find a call number like this where it's 709.012, usually we're going to have everything that's on a particular artist or artistic style or artistic period, that sort of thing, is all going to be in one place together. So usually if you write down a call number for one book, you'll find a bunch of books on the same topic right next to it. And then the last thing that you look at is the status, and that's going to tell you, is this book checked out? Is it on hold for someone? Is it being moved to another library? In this particular case, it just repeats HCPL adult nonfiction. So that tells me, okay, it's on the shelf in HCPL adult nonfiction. So I could go and grab it off the shelf today if I wanted to. So if you did plan on going to the library this afternoon, you could just write down that call number, drive to the library, pick it up, and you have it to peruse all weekend on your wonderful 3-day weekend, which I'm sure all of you would want to read art books on your 3-day weekend, right? Yeah, no. You're like, it's first week of school. I finally have a break. I'm not doing schoolwork on the weekend. So if we didn't have the book on the shelf, like if it was already checked out, or our library didn't own a copy, you can still get a copy of the book. In that particular case, you would click on place hold, and you would either type in your library card number. Well, actually, not either. You would type in your library card number. So in order to put a book on hold, you do have to have either a Harris County Public Library card or a Lone Star College student ID. Now, I'm a library geek, and I have my number memorized. So I would type that in, 23136. And then I would type in my 4-digit PIN number, which is going to be a number that you'll pick when you get your student ID card. You'll click on login. Not going to save my password. And then it's going to confirm your pickup library. And your pickup library will be basically whatever library you got your card from. So it'll default to that. So mine always defaults to LSC Sci-Fair. And I'll click on place hold. Now, I just did that. So if I were thinking in today's like shopping world where you can like go and place a Target order and then in 2 hours go pick it up, I would be thinking that the same sort of thing would happen here. But unlike Target, we don't have like a little thing that alerts us that a new order is in. We basically run our pull lists at certain times of the day. And so usually that's first thing in the morning. So the next time they're going to run that list will be Tuesday morning. So they're not even going to go look for the book until Tuesday morning. So I wouldn't be able to pick it up at the earliest until Tuesday afternoon. So if it's something that I know I want to get immediately, what I would do is I would either call the library and ask the librarian to put the book on hold for me, or I would chat with a librarian online, which let me run back to this tab over here. So on the Sci-Fair library page, you can see like the little red thing with the speech bubbles. That's the chat with a librarian link. And so as long as the library is open, you can click on that and you can do a real-time chat with the librarian and say, hey, I found this book that shows that it's checked in at the LSC Sci-Fair Library. Could somebody put it on hold for me so I can pick it up this afternoon? And they will take care of doing that for you. And I will tell you, that the chat with a librarian is a real person. It's not a chat bot. So it is a person who answers your questions there. So whereas most other chat services are just a bot that frustratingly doesn't give you real answers, this is an actual person who answers your questions. Okay, so let's say I put this on hold. I don't really need it today or tomorrow. It's okay if I don't get it for a few days. I will get an email when it arrives in the library. So if you're using a Harris County Public Library card, that email would go to whatever email account you wrote down for your library card. If you're using your Lone Star College student ID, that email is automatically going to go to your My Lone Star email address. How many of you know your My Lone Star email address? You should, because that's what you use to log into My Lone Star. How many of you check your My Lone Star email? Oh, yay, you people. Excellent. Good job. So you do have to check that email to know when the book arrives. So we don't do texts or anything. You just get the email. Any questions so far? No? Do y'all think y'all could all handle checking out a book from the library? Yeah, it's easy peasy. I will tell you, Miss Seifert in your library here at Cy Falls, she is like a pro at the LSC Sci-Fair Library because she works part-time there. So if y'all have questions and you need help, y'all are super lucky that you have an expert resource right here with you, and you can stop by and visit her and get some help. And she's super nice. How many of you have talked to Miss Seifert before? She's super nice, isn't she? I love her. She's a friend, so I have to say she's super nice. Okay, so that's the library catalog. Like I said, easy peasy. Check out time period. So you can check out books for up to 6 weeks. So you have up to 6 weeks to to hang on to a book from the library. And unlike library books here at the school, you have a really large number of books that you could check out. You can have up to 75 items checked out on your account. So no worries about having too many books checked out. Up to 75 items. Okay? Questions? No? All right. Okay. We are going to go back to, I'm going to go back to the Lone Star main page, the Lone Star Library's main page here. And now we're going to take a look at research databases.
And what she's going to show you is how to look up articles. I'm going to ask you to find articles online, and this is the instructions for how to find an article.
So I know that y'all are all familiar with Googling for articles, and you know there is a good deal of good information that you can find on Google, but we also want to find articles through some resources that are credible and scholarly, and those resources aren't always necessarily freely available through Google. Okay, so the college pays for you to have access to these resources that you can't find elsewhere. And actually, y'all actually paid for it because you paid the college some money, and then we used part of your money to buy access to these materials. So thank you for paying for this. You should use it, right? Okay. So we have research databases that cover all kinds of different topics. So art history, biographies, criminal justice, history, literature, all those sorts of different things. We're going to focus today on the section that says art, music, and theater. So that's where you will go to find your research databases. So maybe write down art, music, and theater while I wait for the spinny thing to spin. There we go. Okay. And then for our art, music, and theater resources, we've kind of broken them down by type of resource. So articles, reference and ebooks, video, images, and music, and then just freely available internet stuff. We're going to focus today on the articles, but know that we do have like reference materials. So if you need a refresher of what is this time period about, or what does this artist do, what are they known for, that sort of thing, you can find those in the reference and ebooks. You can also search for videos and images and what have you, that sort of thing. So when we go to articles, we have a few different resources that we can try. Do we want to give JSTOR a try again?
And we have about maybe 4 minutes until lunch.
Okay.
But basically, what you see up there, it says JSTOR, JSTOR. That is what we're going to use. We're having difficulty with it right now, today, and so I'm hoping that, I'm going to try to log on from home. Maybe I'm thinking there's maybe a firewall in school. We were able to use this last year, so but JSTOR is the primary place where we're going to get our articles from, and that's why I'm going to go into much bigger explanation later. I just want you guys to know the steps that it takes to get you to find an article, right?
And you know what? I could put together like just a little screencast thing to take through the process of searching JSTOR. I could do that easily.
And also, this is being recorded today, so we'll have this. And the video will be posted. You guys can watch the video.
Yeah. So basically, when you go into any of the library's research databases, you do have to authenticate yourself as a Lone Star College student because they're not free. So your two options for doing that are to type in your library barcode number, which would be on the back of your Lone Star College student ID card, or you can log in with your My Lone Star email address and password. And so that will get you past this screen so that you can actually start using the resources. And then when you're searching the research databases, this is when, now that you're looking at smaller chunks of information, this is when you can be more specific about the type of information that you're looking for. So instead of looking for Paleolithic art, you can look for whatever that was that y'all just studied. Y'all should remember this. I don't. The Venus something. Yes. So you would search for that, and then you would be able to find articles on that. Because if you just search for Paleolithic art in research databases where you're searching for articles from all sorts of scholarly journals, you're just going to be overwhelmed because every piece of Paleolithic art is going to be discussed. And yes, so you will want to get more specific and look at your specific work of art. And when you're doing that, if you come across issues, you're having problems, once again, you can go back to that chat with a librarian link, and you can chat with a librarian and say, hey, I'm researching this particular work of art, and I can't seem to find some information on them. Can you help me? And we can give you ideas on different keywords to use. We can give you ideas on which databases might work out best for that resource. We'll do everything other than like actually sending you articles, because that's up to you. It's finding those articles, but we'll get you going in the right direction. And so we can help you with that whenever you're getting a little stuck. Don't want you to ever feel like you're trying to do research all by yourself. You do have librarians available to help you, both the ones that were on campus as well as Ms. Seifert up in the library. Cool?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Everybody say thank you.
Thank you.
All right, time for lunch, Bill.
All right, so
much.
yeah, I'll just put together
Yes.
a quick little video on how to get in there and use the resource. And
Appreciate it.
Hopefully get that done by the end of the week next week